Fifth grade core standard is describe the structures of government and how it functions, e.g. limited government, checks and balances, and the three branches. Explain the role of citizens in the government, like voting. I chose this standard because my concentration is social studies, so I thought it would be a fun way for me to kind of get started in that content. And I saw this image and decided that it's kind of a current event and it is something that would be appealing for a fifth grade student. What I did for this interview was to just kind of come up with a lot of questions to figure out what she already knows about government. That way we could have an interactive conversation where when I asked her questions, from the answers that she gave me, I could ask her probing questions and we keep the conversation going that way. This was to prepare her for the drawing activity that I planned for her. So my objective was for her to gain a better understanding of government through visuals that she sees and that she was going to create. So, what do you know about the government?
The three branches.
Do you know what the three branches are?
Yes. Legislative, executive, and the judicial.
Very good. Alright, so what do you think this image will tell people about what's happening today, 200 years from now?
He was our president.
Okay. So, how are the other two branches represented in this photo? And if they're not, what could you add to the photo to represent them?
Have the people who were making the law and the people who were making sure the people were following the law.
So put them in the picture?
Yeah.
Where would you put them at in this picture?
Next to Barack Obama.
Next to him?
Yeah.
Alright. What I want you to do is pick one of the other branches, either legislative or the judicial, and then draw what you think of when you hear one of those branches. So how come you're drawing an American flag?
Because usually there's an American flag in a courtroom.
Okay, so you're drawing a courtroom.
Yeah.
So what does a judge do in a courtroom?
Okay, the judge makes sure that they are following the law, and, so they can prove if they're guilty or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who are in the courtroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is her beautiful, beautiful drawing of a courtroom. This is our judicial system here in the United States.
Bravo!
So there are a few things that I would change looking back. I asked many leading questions and did not give her room to expand her own thinking. When she was explaining the three branches, she mentioned what they did. I should have asked her to go into more detail about the three branches used in the picture. When she was struggling with the three branches, that could have helped her in coming up with a solution, but instead I looked at this as an assessment rather than a teaching opportunity because of all the assessments we've been doing in the cluster I'm in. I would refine the image discussion by giving her a little more detail about the other two branches, so this could help her in drawing process because she struggled a bit at first. I would choose this image again because it is a good representation of the executive branch and it allowed the student to use her imagination about what she wanted to draw. The only thing that I would alter about this drawing activity would be to pick the branch for her. I got lucky when she chose a judicial branch because the legislative branch would have been too difficult to draw. Another way I could approach this for more effective results would be give her more of a background on the branches so she would have more knowledge on what to draw. Skills I need to work on would be to stop saying so as often as I do. It makes it look unprofessional and it makes it look like I don't know what I'm doing. I could have ran into a big problem if she didn't know about the three branches, if she didn't know what the three branches were. If she was not aware of these branches, the whole activity would have been ruined. Another problem that could arise would be if she didn't know what the three branches looked like. This would have not allowed her to draw the judicial branch as well as she did. The child gained extra knowledge about the three branches and she was allowed to freely draw what those branches looked like to her. This helped her put a visual piece with her knowledge of the three branches, so when she hears the judicial branch, she will remember the picture and link the two together.